Hey, all right, we're back with another Turtles review today, and I promise you guys something different and unique. And here we have our arcade damage Krang from the Loyal Subjects Best Action line. This is a XL, as you can see with the exclamation point here in the line. Previously, we showed you guys the arcade damage Bebop and Rocksteady that had that great pink hue to them from the Beat 'em Up Konami Classic, and the scene right where they're just about to collapse, or once they do collapse. So now we have Krang has his chance to show off his arcade damage colors. Let's check out this box really quick. So as you can see, again, just like the Bebop and Rocksteady, you got that artwork from the game with the character all pixelated there in his declining, not really victory, but losing pose. On the back, again, they have that great call out of the articulation, making it look like it's a dialogue box or one of the boxes from the game with that little 31 points there in the corner. I think that's always fun to use sort of the labeling from the game to work it into the packaging. And of course, whatever character features there on this one, his various weapons, his drill hand, his axe hand, his sword, etc. And showing how the body opens so you could remove that Krang if you wanted to. And then lastly, that headachy, oh my god, I'm losing pose on the other side. I love that too. But great work on the box here. I really love it. I kept the box artwork on the other one as well, just because it was fun to see the Bebop and the Rocksteady here, and that same design in the back with a couple of game phrases, not movie phrases. But yeah, I think they kept that pretty much in tune. But this is a XL, so I'm glad Krang's body is a little bit bigger than the other characters because he's that android form, so I'm glad they made a larger version to sort of help keep that in scale. So why don't we crack this guy open and check him out. Well, I popped open the top here, my XL Krang, so we'll check out here what's inside. So first we have a little backdrop. I think this is great. It's the backdrop from the Technodrome where he's coming out of the portal there. And you can see sort of the fourth player, third player, second player, first player wrapping around here. So pretty much just a great backdrop right from the arcade game, appropriate to the scene he's being fought in. So that's really great that they included that there. And then again, we have this form-fitting plastic right on top. I love it. There's no tabs. I've shown you in other videos. I hate tabs. This just form fits him right in there. No additional plastic is wasted. And then, of course, we have our character. Comes out really, really smooth there. No needing to fight with him. I think he has a great design to him. I'll give you a close-up here. You can see all that great detailing all throughout the body, on the straps. And they got that color consistent throughout, which is the color from the game when he's in his arcade damage phase. But a lot of great detail on him, regardless of that. I really appreciate how they kept the color scheme through continuing throughout as well. If you take a look, he's got some good articulation here. He's got those double elbows, those double knees. He's got that ball joint in the legs as well. So a lot of articulation on this guy. I really appreciate that. And if you noticed on the close-ups there, you can see Krang's hands on the inside. So that way you could have a Krang making him look like he's controlling it, and you don't have to fuss around with the arms to get him in there. So he should just, yep, he splits up just like this to allow the Krang to go inside. And we'll take our Krang here. Give you a quick close-up of Krang. Krang is pretty much looking like Krang. Nothing special here. He's a little weird brain, so he really captures that look of the character. So there's not much any evolution of this character here. Now, I'm just a little concerned with the arms, so see how these fit in here, because you want to give it the illusion that he's grabbing the controls, and you don't want the arms to get in the way of that. I don't see how they come out. I'll give a little pressure and see. Oh, yep, they do. They pull out. So you could pull out the arms, and that way when you sit your Krang in here, it just looks like he is holding onto the controls, and you don't have those extra arms, so that's really great. So we'll see how he balances here without having, because there's no stand, and he balances really great there. I'll give you some close-ups later showing off the accessories with the character, but he looks really good in there, like he's really controlling this thing. So I think they did a great job of working him into this thing, and he's in there nice and secure. He's not flopping around. If I were to shake or drop this guy, he's in there. So it's a nice form-fitting area for Krang. And then we got a couple of accessories here. We have the axe and the sword here, which we'll substitute onto the arm. We have a drill hand And then we have, of course, 2 cannons that could substitute onto both arms. I'll give you a roundup of all those shots. And last but not least, we have a pair of fists. As always, I do the hand test because I like seeing how different figures and different companies deal with hands. So I like to do that little twisting with a little pressure on it to see if I can get them out without breaking anything. This one's a little bit more difficult than I'm used to. Just try, yep, there we go, eventually got it. Any new figure needs a little bit of wear, so we'll just chalk that up to this being brand new. And that hand snapped in really smooth, so here he's got his axe hand, looking really sharp. I think that's a great look to him. It came in really neat. It's got some great detailing, great color effects on it as well. So now let's try the sword hand here, see what that looks like. So the sword hand, this one's a little trickier because it's thinner, so I don't want to put pressure on the top. It might bend it or snap it, but I eventually get it in there. And it's a very lean looking, weird kind of attachment for Krang. Not my favorite. I'm worried about getting this off, actually. Let's see if I keep, yep, eventually got it there. The drill hand, this one's a little easier to put in. I think this looks better overall. It just kind of fills it out a little bit more than the sword hand is a little bit narrow. And then, of course, the cannons. And these could be dual wield, so you could put one in each arm. Of course, you can mix and match the hands. But yeah, everything goes in pretty easily here. Once I got the arm going, no complaint with the hands. And if you want to smash some turtles with the fists, you get those as well. It's a little bit of additional articulation in the wrists, so you get a little movement out of those. And there's a little bit of movement in the shoulder pad here, just give you that clearance to get in there with the arm. Well, I don't think it was meant to, actually. This side is secured, this side is not. I think it was just not glued down properly, so I might put a little bit of epoxy on there to keep it in place. But other than that, figure's looking pretty sharp. Let me just give you a roundup of some close-ups and different weapon hand assemblies on there so you can see what this guy looks like. Starting off with 2 of my favorite accessories, we have that axe and that drill on the other hand, giving him that Big Daddy vibe if you're a Bioshock fan. These are 2 of my more favorite accessories that Krang has, just of how simple and brutal they are. And I think they really fit with his personality of just mass destruction. And for maximum carnage, of course, you could do those dual wield blasters. We know Krang likes to cut loose and just wreak havoc. So these were perfect to include in the character, and I really appreciate how they have dual wield. It's the best action series, so you can't have action, like I said, without wielding 2 guns at once. So this is keeping in sync with that. And let's not underestimate the power of causing some shell shock with 2 giant biomechanical fists. So these are really large and tough looking, and I think they fit with Krang, but these will do the job even without all the accessories. I'm not a fan of it, but he does come with the sword. I'm just afraid I'm going to break it off. It's just really flimsy. It's hard to get a good pressure point to get this thing in and out. But he does have his very long sword here, if you wanted to use that to slash some turtles, compete with Leonardo, or do whatever. Not my favorite accessory, but it's included just to round him out. And that concludes our look at Krang here, his XL feature with this battle damage. I don't think they have a standard in the line right now. I think they only have this battle damage version of Krang. I might be wrong, but they have. It's not a very expansive line right now. They have the Turtles, they have the Foot Soldiers, they have a Shredder. I've seen a Casey Jones, Bebop and Rocksteady, and then they have the arcade version lines. There's also an arcade version Foot Soldier 4-pack. If you guys are interested in that, I think it's a GameStop exclusive. You can still score that from them or elsewhere on the internet. This guy ran about 30-40 bucks. I'll put up some links for him. He just started shipping, so if you want to acquire him, I think it's totally worth it. It looks great. I love this whole arcade series they're doing. It's very unique. No one else is doing a arcade damage version. I know NECA did some of the arcade characters, so you can get from Turtles in Time or from the original Turtles game, you can get those Turtles and other bad guys, but I haven't seen like an arcade damage version, so this is kind of unique. I like it just because it is unique. Turtles is such a expansive line. We have so many different licensees in the Turtles line. It's cool to see something unique like this that stands out. So, in my opinion, totally worth it. It's a nice sturdy figure. He's fun. He's Krang. I can never get enough Krang. So, hope you enjoyed checking this guy out. Of course, we'll have more Turtles surprises in store in the future. So, as always, like, subscribe, and follow. And we'll see you guys next time.